Hello and welcome to the Movement for a Female-Led Society. I am very excited that you are taking the time out of your day to learn more about the next era in our society, which is a female-led society. A female-led society is a society where the leadership of women is embraced and preferred. This society will create world peace by eliminating all of the traumas and gender role expectations that have been forced onto us by a patriarchal society. Who am I? I am T. Erica Patterson, the founder of our new female led society and the author of A Manifesto for a Female Led Society. I am taking the time to explain some of the most important points expressed in a manifesto for a female-led society so that you can jump on board with what we're doing, you can understand, you can become a supporter. If you are ready to establish world peace, if you're ready to experience a world where leadership is inclusive, if you're ready to experience a world where you can relax and be who you truly are without gender role expectations, without feeling as though you have to shrink yourself to make others feel great, without feeling unsafe. If you want a true utopia, you will become a supporter of a female led society. The first thing you can do is purchase a manifesto for a female led society. Go to femaleLedSociety.org and subscribe to learn more about how you can become a more active supporter. We need your support. Now, let's talk a little bit about the government positions that will be enacted in our new female led society. Our female led society offers a refined hybrid of traditional government systems. While the majority of the leaders of our female led society are appointed as a reward for excellence and service to our society, there is one extremely important position that must be chosen by a public election. And this position actually appoints other positions. So that's why this one is elected, so that people will know that they have influence over their day to day functioning. So our female-led society is governed by one woman. She is called the Supreme Shia. Shia means powerful feminine leader within the context of our female-led society. We have one trusted and admired leader who is wise enough to guide our female-led society into prosperity without being power-hungry and selfish. She establishes and maintains a one-nation government. The one nation government consists of each of the seven continents. Each of the continents are now considered to be communities that make up one nation. The Supreme Shia is responsible for overseeing the successful cooperation and collaboration of all communities. The seven Shias. Each community has one Shia that acts as a local ruler who is appointed by the Supreme Shia. We have the Shia Asia, Shia Africa, Shia Australia, Shia Antarctica, Shia Europe, Shia America, and Shia Sur America. The position of Shia is time limited to ensure that new leaders with fresh ideas for innovation are provided the chance to serve their community. So a community Shia acts as a local ruler for a period of 10 years, and this is her time to shine, to enact change, to appoint people to assist her who will help raise the vibration and the progress and the peace of mind of the community that it serves. So this is her 10 years to show her leadership skills and how much she can help to improve her community. No man may serve as a community Shia for a period of 200 years to ensure that no lingering patriarchal urges are present. We want to make sure that the people who become leaders have no concept of the masculine model of leadership, which is destructive to our society today. And men are explicitly restricted from serving as Supreme Shia, period. There will never be a male Supreme Shia. This is a female led society from this day forward. Regents. Each continental community is divided by regions presided over by a government official called a regent. The regents represent their regions, and report to the community Shia about their progress. Regents are appointed to office by the community Shia upon her appointment. The community Shia is appointed to her position, and then she chooses the regents who will help her to oversee her community. They serve as her staff and will leave office when she does. Aristocrats. This is an interesting position because an aristocrat earns their status by the impact they make on their community through inciting social progress. So you can be an average person and realize that one day you want to become a leader and you feel that you have the leadership skills and the bright ideas to help to provoke social progress. You can create something, create a new movement, invent a new tool, something to help our environment. If you're doing something spectacular to help improve our community and our world, then your leadership will be noticed and you could become an aristocrat. An aristocrat is appointed to the position by the Shia in office and will receive government funding to continue their work. So, if you've done something amazing for the environment and improved our environment tremendously, your work is noticed by the community Shia who is in office. She will designate you as an aristocrat, and there will be a certain number of aristocrats um, promoted to this position each year. Aristocrats are the only community members considered for the position of community Shia when the position becomes available. Do you see how that works? Once you're doing something amazing in our community, you have decided that you want to become a leader, you want to evoke social progress, you want social innovation as a part of your legacy to leave behind in this world, you can be appointed as an aristocrat from whatever position you were holding before. And as an aristocrat, when the position of community Shia becomes available, you would be considered to rise up and lead your continental community. And from that position as a community Shia, you can one day be selected to become the supreme Shia through your leadership and your innovative skills. The vodic. This is a community guide similar to an old world judge. The vodic resolves issues between community members. What they say is final. When you have an issue that you can't seem to resolve on your own by using your wisdom and skills, then you will go see a vodic. The vodic will decide autonomously this is what's going to happen. The vodic is the only position that's elected by local community members, and they hold their office for a 5-year term. Community members must trust this person. They elected them to resolve their problems, so they trust this person. They trust this person to help them to resolve all of their issues. They hold this position for 5 years, and then they have to be elected again. If they're elected again for the 5 years, they can serve the entire time and enjoy being the leader who presides over the community. Upon the third election, if they want to do it for additional, 5 years after their 10 years as a vodic, if they are elected successfully the third time, then the position is for life. A maestra. A maestra is a privileged teacher. Why is she privileged? She's privileged because she gets to shape young minds in our community. She is in charge of creating programs and educational tools to teach the 15 principles of feminine power as the standard lessons for life, equivalent to learning the alphabet. She is going to creatively come up with videos, with plays, with books, with whatever she can do to reach people and teach our 15 principles of feminine power, and of course our other FLS community guidelines, character, traits of wisdom, leadership. She wants to instill these into people just as eagerly as she would like to instill in them learning the alphabet, so that everybody has it drummed into their souls that you're supposed to treat everyone equally and fairly. You're supposed to show love. Aggression is not tolerated. Those things. And she is creating ways to teach these, and she oversees these programs being implemented to our community members. A maven is responsible. A maven is a different position, and this person is responsible for assessing the strengths of community members and assigning community roles for everyone. So in our community, everyone has a role to play. There's no one sitting on the sidelines watching other people do the work. There are no excuses for not having an assignment. Everyone has a role to play. You can choose your assignment by becoming educated on it and going through training. This is something that I'm interested in. I want to be a mechanic. All right, you'll be the mechanic in our community. And let's go ahead and get you some education. Let's get you put into place to play your role. And everyone has a role to play, and all roles are equal. All roles are equal. So a maven will help you to assess what it is that you can do and make sure you have a role to play. People depend on her to help them create a place for their gifts and talents within the community. Okay, you might be a person who is extremely talented at dance. She'll help you figure out what it is that you can do and ensure that you have a role to play. So there won't be any of this the politics that go on, in corporate America where you might be really, really good at a specific job, but because people don't like you or because people want to reserve the job for their friend or you have to play a part of the boys club, you can't get in. You can't do the gift. You can't offer the gift that you were gifted to give because you have to jump through all these extra hoops. That won't happen. Everyone will be offering the gift that they were given to give, something that they're good at, something that they will be satisfied by, and the maven will help you to figure that out. And even if you try out a position and you realize, see, this is not really for me, I'm not really shining in this position, I'm having an issue, I think I want to try something else, you will go back and see the maven again, and the maven will help you to reassess your strengths and help you make the transition from one position to the next. Everyone will have a role to play because everyone in our community is important. Mavens are selected by the vodics. Now you see how everything goes back to the vodic. The vodic is the very important elected position. The community chooses who's going to be their judge, and the vodic then has a hand in all of the other positions that have direct access and influence over the general community. A light worker. This was important to me to include in this government structure because I believe that dealing with the emotional and psychological troubles and issues of the members of our female-led society is important. So we want to have a person in government who is dedicated to helping people work through any issues that they might feel, anything they might feel they're unfair, any traumas that they might experience. This will be a government position and is available to everyone at no cost. You can have an appointment to go meet with them and to discuss things at your leisure. And I believe that this light worker position is extremely important. And it will be rotated on a 3-month rolling basis so that the light workers don't feel burdened by the problems of others. They'll work for 3 months, then take 3 months off, work for 3 months, and take 3 months off. And they're very well cared for. Important position in our society, and the maven assigns the light workers to their position. So you see how the vodic chooses the mavens, then the mavens then have an influence over who becomes the light workers based on her knowledge of people's personalities and their strengths. Ministers of excellence. The ministers of excellence represent fields such as agriculture, health, sports, or the LD, just different general areas in our society. And the ministers of excellence are responsible for provoking and reporting progress in their field. If you are a minister of excellence, you are a role model for your industry. So not only will you come back and say, our industry is doing this is what we have going on, this is where we're trying to go, but people are going to look at you as excellent, and you have to make sure that you have good things to report as a minister of excellence, a government position. And all of our government positions that I'm discussing today receive perks and benefits, higher pay, and also government issued housing completely paid for by the government. Leadership is valued in our female led society. We want the people who are taking care of us, who are standing up to make sure that we are happy, that they are well taken care of. It's very important that you take the time to take care of your leaders. and free them to focus on the leadership task at hand instead of wondering, how am I going to eat? Where's my next meal coming from? How am I going to live? People who are taking the role of leadership and taking it seriously are have their housing taken care of, so they don't have to worry about that period, and they also receive a higher rate of pay so that they can be comfortable enough where the stress of daily living does not touch them, and they can focus on truly being innovators and leaders. So if you have a leader in your life, please take the time to become supportive so that they can be free to achieve. The maven selects the ministers of excellence in each field. Of course, the maven knows best, everyone the best. And the maven is going to say, this person is amazing, so you are responsible for helping us to provoke excellence in your field. Attendance. This is an important position that was requested. A gentleman wrote in to me as I was developing the manifesto for a female led society and asked if there's a special role for men who would like to devote his life to the service of women. And I said, I can create one. And an attendant is this person. And this is a volunteer position. This position is not paid. An attendant will not marry, produce children, or hold any other occupation while in this position. An attendant's job is to satisfy the needs of the woman that he has been assigned to in whichever way she requests of him for as long as she requests his presence. This is a powerful woman's assistant. And his satisfaction is completely in making sure that she's taken care of in whatever way she needs. Like, he does not say no to her. He gains his personal life satisfaction from being there for her and helping her to achieve her goals. This could be a romantic relationship. It could be a completely platonic relationship. It will become whatever the woman wants it to be. And since this is a volunteer position, this man is saying, when I am matched with a powerful woman, I will be whatever she wants me to be, eagerly and enthusiastically. And these men are calling themselves attendants. Special forces. Okay, the special forces are created to establish order at first, and then to bring aid to communities in need, because we have a continental community, one big continental community, one nation government. There may be times where there are natural disasters or other issues that may arise, and we will bring in the special forces made up of women and men who are trained in conflict resolution, first aid, search and rescue, emergency medical training, carpentry, electrical skills, and combat training. These people are the most talented all around rescuers and heroes that we could have in our communities. And they are trained as one in one training group and dispersed out to the 7 continental communities to serve for various periods here and there. They're traveling, they're helping, they're keeping order, they're resolving issues, they're meeting the needs of the people as they arise, and they're basically building homes. They're doing whatever that is necessary, and they're devoting their lives and their careers to the betterment of our society. This is what they do. The Special Forces are the only members of our female led society that are allowed to own firearms or weapons of mass destruction. No one else in our community will own a gun or will own any kind of weapon. The Special Forces are the only people who are allowed to do that, and they will be trained and, of course, taught how to do that properly and safely. There's no need for anyone else to have weapons except for the Special Forces, thankfully, in our new female led society, because we are living in a peaceful world and we enjoy each other and we don't hurt each other, and we're not trying to conquer and control each other, and we're not trying to have dominion over each other, and we're not trying to rule over each other. We're collaborating in a peaceful society, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I thank you very much for listening to this brief presentation on the government positions that are going to manage our female-led society. This is a manifesto for a female-led society, available on Amazon, all your digital platforms where books are sold. Please pick up your copy as your investment into our new female-led society. And if you believe in the vision that I am presenting today, please become an active supporter. Pledge a monthly donation so that I can continue to do this work and continue to establish a female led society into the mainstream and hopefully attract a team of supporters who will help me to bring this to fruition. This does not have to happen 100 years from now. This does not have to be a science fiction fantasy. This can be something that we experience in our lifetime. Within the next 5, 10 years, we can have this. If you decided today that you want a more peaceful world, you're tired of what you're experiencing right now, and you want to be a part of it, your active support is what is going to make this happen. I have devoted myself to being the leader, but I need your support in order to continue to lead and push this into the mainstream. We can make this happen with your support, with your public support or your private support, with your words of encouragement. If you want a better world, if you're ready for things to change, if you want to do something radical that will shape your future and the future of your children and ensure the safety and mental health of everyone around you and of your life, if you are tired of feeling scared and distressed by our current government and our current society, this will change everything. Pledge your support, offer a donation, offer a recurring donation, or pledge your time to join me in creating our new female led society. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope to meet with you soon.